Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast.
Good morning and welcome to the Ordinary Daily version of the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast. My name is Scott. I'll be your host today. April 5th, 114 days. I've moved the sign to the back. I've been watching the videos and thinking like this sign was like, I don't know, it was a distraction. It was too much in front of me, in front of my face. I do admit that like right now I feel a little bit naked. I feel like, I don't know, I'm missing like my whoopee or something, like a blanket in front of me. I feel exposed. But you know what? It's probably better. 221.3 pounds this morning. I got to tell you, I'm a little dismayed by my weight lately. And we've been talking about this a lot. This weight has to move. I have to weigh less than that, by the race. And I train a lot, and the weight doesn't move. And I know the reason. The reason is because I don't eat properly. I snack too much. I eat crappy foods. And it's got to stop. It's just got to stop. So we've talked about me going on the MyFitnessPal thing where you kind of count your calories, count your macros, that kind of thing. I got to do that. And I got to do that starting today. So, you know, I'm going to do it starting today. Hopefully it'll bring some awareness to what I'm eating, what I'm doing, and just kind of help me maintain and not necessarily limit, but maintain, give me a good idea of what I'm doing to myself, you know? Because sometimes what happens is you go through the day, you kind of go throughout the day, you eat, and you don't really kind of pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth. You're just like, oh, I'm hungry. Open a bag, open whatever. Do what, just, you know, whatever's there, you just eat. I think I ate 2 bowls of cereal yesterday. That's just, I'm a little out of control, I think. And I know that, you know, working out and working, especially triathlon training, when you're working out all the time, you're doing a lot, you know, you're burning a lot of calories, it's going to make you hungry. But if you're not monitoring, if you're hungry and you're saying, oh, well, I swam for an hour and I did yoga and I lifted and I'm going to run and all, you know, I can afford some calories. But then you just start shoving stuff down your mouth. Like, that's not a good approach. It's not, it's fraught with danger, as you can see. And you know what? I think I'm catching it in time to continue to at least give myself a good chance of losing the weight that I want to lose. I had 114 days. I want to lose about 15 pounds. I think we're right around the area where if I go too much further without paying attention to it, and I just stay at the same weight, you know, I would have to, like, in order to lose and reach my goal by race day, I would have to like binge, and that's not going to happen. Or I'd have to like not eat, and that's going to cause your training to suffer. So, not going to do that. I'm going to monitor my calories. Maybe I'll even report them back to you guys. It's got to be done. It just has to be done. There's no alternative. I don't have the discipline to do it on my own. So I need to actually monitor it and pay attention for my own benefit. That's what it is. And, you know, it's funny. I talked to Ben Hinton, who's he's a potential Olympian and a recurring podcast guest. And we talked yesterday and I told him, like, you know, I know I'm snacking. Like, I know I'm doing it. And I know I'm eating too much, and I know I'm eating the wrong things. And his idea, he was like, yeah, you know, he has a nutritionist, and he was talking about meal prep. And yeah, you know, we all know what meal prep is, right? You cook something, you make a whole bunch of little Tupperware containers, you throw them in the fridge, you have your meals for days on end, and you know at least that you're eating it. When it's time for a meal, you grab one out. Maybe you bring it for lunch to work, whatever you do. But you know it's a healthy thing. You've planned it. You have it cooked and made and ready to go. And that way you're not like in a rush. If you're in a rush one day, you're like, oh no, I don't have any time to cook. Oh, let's just hit McDonald's. Let's just hit, or anything like that. I mean, I actually don't hit McDonald's, but you know what I mean? Like, let's go get fast food where you don't really know what's in the fast food. Even if you go to a healthier place. I don't know. We try to go to like Panera. I think even Chipotle, I kind of feel like once in a while isn't so bad. I try to stay away from the burgers. I'm pretty good with, like, we go to some of these little local restaurants. I'm pretty good with ordering salads. I don't know why. Or at least, you know, something healthy as opposed to, you know, burgers or whatever, fries. I try to stay away from that stuff. But, you know, it's the snacking that gets me. I know what my weak point is. It's, you know, yesterday, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, so I did yoga in the morning. 3rd day in a row, guys. 3rd day in a row yoga. can't believe it. Normally I start something like that and I'm like, ugh, I don't know. And I'll just let it go. And I don't necessarily love yoga. I just know that it's good for me. It's not, I don't hate it. It's just something I haven't really enjoyed doing. And the last few days, I got to say, when I finish, I feel good about finishing. I feel like it helps me. And I feel like, all I need to do is take the time to do it and it'll be beneficial. So really, it's just that hump of getting, like, I'm like using yoga terminology, getting to the mat. Look, I'm a yogi. I'm like, yeah, getting to the mat. Is that like a term? I think it's got to be a term, right? If I get there, it's good and I'm going to get things done. If I don't, I'm missing out. And I think it really could be beneficial to me. So, today will be the last day of yoga in my beginner 20-minute class. And then I'll be going to something else next week. I don't know what just yet. I've had some recommendations. I don't know exactly how I'm going to, what I'm going to plan, but hopefully next week we continue this because I feel like it's going to be beneficial. Yesterday I also lifted 20 minutes. By the way, this is what happens when you're podcasting and you're exhausted. So Ben, let's go back to Ben Hinton and then we'll come back to the workout. So Ben Hinton was talking about not only doing meal prep and knowing what you're going to eat, but also doing snack prep. And I thought, wow, snack prep, like kind of interesting concept. Like I kind of never thought about that. I've talked about snacking and what I should be eating but snack prep, like actually putting aside certain foods that you plan on or intend to eat at, between meals, like brilliant. And I kind of don't do that. I just have like a fridge, a pantry closet that's full of Samantha snacks. And, we buy this giant Costco random snack thingy. It's got like Ritz crackers with cheese, Ritz crackers with peanut butter, Nutter Butter cookies, Oreos, and Chips Ahoy. Now, for some reason, I just feel like the Nutter Butter Chips Ahoy, I stick with the Ritz, not like as if it's much better. It's all the same crap. But I feel like it's not chocolate, so it's got to be better. Yeah, whatever. But still, when you eat like 3 of them, it's like 150 calories, maybe a bag on average. But you eat 3 of them, and you're like, and I just do it. I just kind of walk through, and let's have one. Oh, I went swimming. I probably burned 600 calories. I can afford a couple bags of these, like on top of my regular lunch, which is pretty heavy. And it's just, I got to stop. So I'm gonna start doing the MyFitnessPal today. I'm gonna start kind of analyzing the calorie intake, my macros, that kind of stuff. And see if that helps me lose weight, because this number it has to start moving. It has to start moving south, and it has to start moving south now, or else I'm just not going to hit my goal. And I feel like, and again, it's not so much an aesthetic thing as it is a performance thing. All right, I'm going to be riding my bike in the mountains and going up and down those hills. It will be very beneficial if I lose weight. Okay, so just to make that point. Although I would like to look a little better in my swim trunks, I must say. Speaking of which, I spoke to Heather Samuelson. She's a former podcast guest from a while back. She trains my wife. Talked to her about swimming today, or I talked to her yesterday. And what she was saying was, we were talking about the swim stroke, and she actually seems to know a lot about swimming, which is good. I like talking about this stuff because I've never taken, since maybe kindergarten, I haven't taken a swimming lesson. I don't know if I swim right. All you know is you're in the water, you're propelling yourself. So I was telling her how, like, ever since I started lifting, like, I feel stronger. And I feel like ever since I've been pretty regimented in my swim practice, doing at least 2 or 3 swims per week. I feel like, for some reason, I feel like my stroke is just a lot stronger. I don't know if it's, I haven't really looked at the times and versus historical times or anything like that. I typically now that I'm doing these regimented swim workouts, it's like I'll do like a sprint and then I'll take a rest, small rest. Thanks. Whoever put these training programs together, 10-second rest, like that's a rest. It drives me insane. Anyway, but I feel like I'm propelling myself through the water with a much stronger stroke than I've had in the past. It feels really good. So I was telling her about it. I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. It's like I'm watching a lot of videos on what is the right thing. But when you're actually in the water, unless you get videotape of yourself, you don't know, right? You don't know. So she offered to, she works at the gym, so she offered to go down and videotape me in the pool. So that might happen. Little self-conscious going on about how I look in a swimsuit and whether or not I want to put something like that on the internet. But, I mean, aren't you guys sick of just seeing like the really sleek looking dude in the pool and teaching you how to swim? It's about time we get a little, I don't know, like a thick swimmer. You never see the thick swimmer in the pool. But look, man, if I can do it, you guys can do it, right? So we're going to do that in the coming weeks, days, weeks, whatever. We're going to put something together for you guys. I'm scared. I'm not even self-conscious. I'm outright scared of what I'm going to look like on video. But whatever, we're going to figure it out. So to finish yesterday, yoga in the morning, excited about that, did that. Lifted right after that. Now, I did talk to Heather about this too, the trainer. She said I should be doing this in the opposite direction. I should be lifting and then doing yoga. Little tweak. We're going to tweak that going forward. I swam. Great swim yesterday, 2,700 yards total, but a lot of like interval stuff. Ever since I started doing these intervals, I told you, I just been hitting them and I haven't been quitting. No quitting early. Just pushing through the entire workout. And for some reason, I've tried this before. I've tried structured workouts in the past and it never really worked. So now I'm getting structured workouts, and for some reason, I feel like it's a challenge for me to finish them. And so now when I'm finishing them, it's like, wow, I'm feeling really good about myself. We talked about the importance of finishing workouts. So I felt really good about myself. And I'm feeling really confident about my swim. This is really, I don't know, whatever. I feel really good about it. So it was a little over an hour, 2,700 yards, got back home, felt great. I almost felt like my day was complete after all that. But I needed to do a run. I did pick up my bike yesterday. Picked it up. It was in the trunk of my car. I got home in the evening, and I just never took the bike out of the car. It's one of those nights where everything just, it felt like it was 4:00, then it's 9:00. And I felt like nothing, like no time passed. It's just like I blinked and it was gone. But yeah, so, I put Sam to bed, baby was to bed, and I'm like, all right, I gotta run. And it's one of those days I'm just sitting here and I'm just procrastinating. Gotta run. I didn't want to get on the treadmill. And eventually I got on there at like 10:15, and I'm saying to myself, I didn't have a plan either. It was just like, all right, run, just get on and run. And I set it for like a 6 mile an hour, so 10-minute miles. And I'm thinking, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles I'll do. But again, I didn't have a plan. I didn't, So I started running. I'm watching TV. I was watching I think a baseball game or something. I don't even remember. And I got to like 2.5 miles and I felt awkward. I felt like lightheaded. I felt weird. I don't know if it's because I'm tired, because I haven't been sleeping well. I don't know. And another thing is I haven't been drinking a lot of water. And I think that was what got to me. I was like, geez, I didn't drink. I don't think I drank water all day yesterday. Like maybe I had 1 glass in the morning. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, like, what is wrong with you? Like, it's an essential part of training is to drink water. And normally, we talked about meal plan and we talked about snack prep. What about water prep? And that's a big problem with me. And I kind of joke around about it. But when I was working, I used to have like a big water bottle next to me, and we had a little water filter ice machine in the lunchroom that I could take the bottle, fill it up. I would fill that thing up 3-4 times. It's 30 ounce container, so you're talking 90 to 120 ounces of water per day, which is right kind of in line with where you should be. And here when I'm home, it's like, yeah, I might take a glass of water, which is maybe like 15 ounces, 12 to 15 ounces. And I have one, maybe I'll have two. And then I'll put it down. I actually have one here. This is from a couple days ago. I'm a slob. But yeah, I didn't even drink the whole thing. It's such an essential part of training. So I was feeling a little lightheaded, and I was like, you know what? It's like, I don't know, 10:45. I'm like, all right, let's just call it a day. So 2.5 miles. It did, I had no kind of focus on that run. It was really strange. It just felt really strange. So, Happy that I got something done, I guess, but not essentially thrilled with the run itself. As for today, we're going to hit the yoga again, guys. We're going to complete the week before going to next week and kind of upping the stakes and doing a little bit more, getting out of that super beginner phase and getting into a more regimented program. It's still going to be a beginner program. I got to look around and see what I can do. I'm still not flexible, so it's not like I can do a lot. I can't do a ton of stuff in yoga because I just can't. I can't hit those positions. But so we're going to still be on that beginner level, but it's all progression, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. I am not going to exactly do a handstand tomorrow. So, it takes time for this stuff. We'll see. But I'm kind of excited about it. It's going to help. I know it's going to help. I'm going to do some yoga. I'm going to get the bike. It's a little cold outside today. It was like 27 degrees out when I left this morning. So bike's going back on the trainer. We're going to get a race in today. I'm not going to kill myself today. I mean, the race is going to kill me, but it's not. It's going to be a short, kind of less than an hour, focused, high intensity workout. Try to get some sleep tonight. Try to drink some water. I think tomorrow is going to be the bike day. I have to kind of analyze the weather. I think both days, Saturday and Sunday, are supposed to be nice, in the 60s, and hopefully that ice has melted on the trail. So if I wind up doing the trail tomorrow, I got to get the GoPro set up and all that stuff because I want to try to film it again. Hopefully we won't fall again. I've been showing that to people. By the way, 74 subscribers now on the YouTube channel. Thank you guys, man. That's awesome. I think probably you guys enjoyed watching me fall. You guys can enjoy watching chubby guys swim in the water. Hey, man, I'm going to take one for the team when it comes to that in a couple days. And I don't know. I like the YouTube channel. It's fun. It's been fun. And yeah, that's it. That's so that's my weekend. It's ride today, intense short ride today, and yoga. Tomorrow it's long bike ride. And then Sunday is a long run. I'm going to kind of keep it open. And in terms of distance, I think the short end, if I decide to do a short run, it's going to be 12 to 13 miles, which is still a long run, but it's just kind of like on the shorter end. I probably owe myself a longer run, especially after last week when I skipped and I did 8 miles on Monday. Not enough. So I do owe myself a long run, like a significant run. I haven't got to 16 miles yet in this cycle of training. I've done 3 15-mile runs. I haven't got to 16 miles yet. So I'm targeting 16. And I haven't run outside, so if it's supposed to be nice, it could be an outdoor run, which might change things. But so it's either going to be like a 12 or 13-mile run or a 16-mile run. I haven't done 16. It would be nice to hit that number because having not done it. 16 miles would be, and I think the 3 times I've gotten to 15, of the 3 times, twice I was sort of eyeing up a longer run. I just didn't make it that far. So, and those were treadmill runs too. So the good and bad, I feel like, the treadmill, I missed the hills. So it's a little extra, some of the extra challenge gets taken away from it. However, it gets monotonous and boring. So sometimes you come off of the treadmill and you still have more in the tank. You just got bored. So, that's what we're focusing on today. We're gonna call it a day for today. I hope you guys got good weekends planned. Fit that training in, And I think for what I learned from last week, you don't just slap a 3-hour time frame and just say, oh, I have time in the day later. I have time in the day later. I could do my long run later. Before you know it, it's 10 o'clock. You got a 3-hour run, and you're not going to be up till 1 a.m. So I'm going to try to get these done in the morning. Going to try to focus on that. If you're married, you have whatever, spouse, roommates, whatever you have to do, family, you have commitments, work around those. You have to, especially with Stephanie. Stephanie's now training for really long run Marine Corps marathon, but she's doing this like 10K training now, and she's with a local group from Kat Morrissey's store, actually. And, so she's got her training to do, and I have my training to do. And right now, my training is going to be like 3 hours, and her training is going to be probably an hour. So we have to figure out if she's going to do her run at like 8 in the morning. I'm probably not getting done in the morning. I'm going to have to wait for her to come back. So all this stuff needs to be planned. It needs to be planned. You need to have a plan of attack. You need to work with your better halves, your partners, your friends, whatever, however you need to fit it in, you got to plan it right. And that's it. That's it. So I hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys on Monday, all right? With that, always remember, every day is an ordinary day. It takes you to make it extraordinary. So get after it.
Remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel.